In a land where only the strongest survive, life is a relentless contest of dominance. Every predator and every prey and every challenge is a reminder of nature's harshest rule: survival of the fittest. Among the titans of this ancient realm, few strike fear and awe like the mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex. A predator of unmatched power and precision, the Rex embodies both triumph and struggle. Mastering the Rex is no easy feat. Its power is unmatched, but its challenges are equally daunting. Every hunt is a test of patience, and every encounter reminds you of the delicate balance between dominance and survival. This is more than just a game. It's a journey of persistence, resilience, and discovery. Every step forward is a testament to your growth, and every challenge overcome becomes a part of your story. I think we're gonna do Rex today. I was gonna do Utah, but I'm feeling Rex. Here we go. I'll go a little darker on the coloration. Then green eyes, and then... Oh, I got it, hold on. Got an idea. Bruma. There we go. Into the world I go. Ooh, salt flash. This is a rough one. Alright. Oh, I guess since I'm getting this growth, I'm gonna go find me a bush and just sit in it for a moment. Here we go. This'll work. Kinda sucks that I'm an orphan, but it is what it is. It's no fun if you got parents. It's always more fun to grow solo as an orphan. You never know what's gonna happen. Alright, since I've already almost made it to adult, or not to adult, wow, damn. Alright, anyway, to juvie, I should probably... Salt flats is not a good spot. I need cover for right now. We could, yeah, burn forest might be my best bet. Let's try and make our way there without getting eaten. Also, just for reference, the only questing that I'll technically be doing on the realism server that I'm playing on. Shout out to Dynasty, by the way, Dynasty Realism. It'll just be from me discovering points of interest. Other than that, I'm gonna grub it passively. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, we're here at Burn Forest, so for now we'll just lay low and try to get to Adolescent. Perfect. Almost Addo. Hopefully burnt. What's that? Baby Giga. Awesome. This juvenile Giga was questing in my territory, which is frowned upon in realism servers. Questing shows that you don't want the experience of growing to live a realistic life of an apex predator. So, I decided to show him the dangers of growing one. Can a Rex really run down a Giga? Or maybe he's just younger than me. It's my territory, buddy. Get on somewhere. I think you got the message. After scaring off that juvenile Giga and showing him who this area belongs to, I went back to the watering hole. Sweat. I forgot it's dry season now, so I gotta actually look out for the water. Might have to defend this watering hole. I was kind of hoping that baby Giga would fight me. Be an interesting duel. I never fought baby Rex on Giga. I probably would have won though, because I did look a little older than him, and I did catch him by surprise. So, oh well. What can you do? Warning, finally. Oh, let's patrol the area and see if I can get something to eat. Oh, that's hats, I think. Awesome. Is there more than one? Excuse me. Is there more than one? I could have swore that another one flew that same direction. They're going to the watering hole. Oh, it is two. Oh, it is two. Either they saw me and took pity on me, or they saw me, or they didn't see me at all. We're gonna try and ambush somebody on the puddle. Why not? We're just gonna try and ambush somebody at my pond. Sure, somebody will have to come and drink. After laying in wait for a while, no prey came to the pond, so I decided to move on in hopes for finding food somewhere else. I had searched all over Burn Forest, and looked over Snake Gully and Hunter's Thicket, and had no luck finding any food. I was beginning to get worried. Let's see if we can get breakfast, because I'm really hungry. I need food. A critter, a player, I don't care. I'm hungry. Oh shit. Entire pack of Displacosaurus. I do hear a frog though. And I see the frog. I'm gonna have to risk it. Killed it, I think. Something finally. On the server, apparently there's more herbivores than there is, or more herbivores south than carnivores, so guess we're gonna try our luck south and see how that goes. I just need food. 100%. Not even touched. I'll take it. Ooh, Dynamicus. Going into and going through my subadult stage, I couldn't find any prey aside from AI, and if there was any players nearby, they were far too small. I couldn't catch them. After eating that critter and sleeping through the night, I had reached adulthood, and now I was on the prowl the next morning for a bigger meal. I made my way across the Grand Plains River onto the shoreline of the Dark Woods, and there it was, the bigger meal, an Apatosaurus. So, upon seeing it, I decided to go into my stalking phase and get behind the tree line and wait for my opening to attack. I made my way behind the tree line, trying to get in position to spring the ambush on the Apato. I inched closer, as close as I could, trying to find my opening. I could feel my own patience thinning. Getting hungrier by the second, I decided to move out of the tree line, putting the rock in between me and the Apato to hide me. I was seconds away from red herring and trying to attack. Now I will admit, I was careless during this fight. I was cocky even, but I needed to eat. This Apato was a good player, and with Rex's recent nerf with lack of bone break, it made it more challenging. With Rex's recent nerf and only having fractured, it made slowing the sauropod more difficult, and I was taking too many blows. I had to back off and reevaluate the fight. With my combat timer now gone, I was going to attempt to play the healing game, staying just out of the Apato's reach and trying to get as much health and stamina back as I could before re-engaging. After regaining some health and stamina, I decided to re-engage and go back in with a crushing bite this time. After taking that Apatosaurus's tail to the face, I had to back off. I was wounded, I had no stamina, and I decided I needed to just slow down, possibly call off the hunt. I decided to size him up a little bit longer to see what I could do. I weighed the risk of losing my life against the Apatosaurus and going back to hatchling. I decided it wasn't worth it and cut my losses. The Apatosaurus won, and I left, still hungry. After healing a little bit and carrying on into Titan's Pass to look for more food, it began to rain heavily. Barreling out of the forest was a young melanistic female Allosaurus. Luckily, she didn't have much stamina, so I pursued. Visibly seeing her out of stamina and her on death scars, I kept pushing on to make the kill. After leaving Green Hills and traveling into Whistling Columns, I stumbled across a very large Apatosaurus herd coming my way. I got out of sight behind a ridge and let them pass. I didn't want to cause any panic and I let them slip by. while I was on my way to go to the nesting grounds of the Pachyrhinosaurs.
Ow.
The Pachyrhino is here right now, it looks like. Unfortunately, after reaching the Pachyrhinosaur nesting grounds, there was no one there, so I decided to turn back and head towards Darkwoods and try my luck there. After going back into Darkwoods, I stumbled across a lone female Pachyrhinosaur. I could have ambushed her right here, but I decided not to and wait a little longer. I followed behind her, staying out of sight and waiting for my opportunity to ambush her. Yep, there's the land bridge. I followed the female Pachyrhinosaur through Young Grove into Triad Falls, and then I lost her tracks. And then I had a bigger problem. Another Tyrannosaur. I don't like how he's just sitting up there. I have a feeling there's a second Rex. That's why he wants me to walk up there. I had a feeling if I walked up there towards that Rex, there would be an ambush waiting for me. Probably his mate waiting to ambush me from the side. I didn't feel like losing my Rex, so I decided to push on and keep tracking the Pachyrhino. I made it into the Pachyrhinosaur nesting ground. I couldn't find her. I was getting frustrated and it was starting to get dark. Damn. Guess I was wrong. After some more wandering, I went past Grand Plains and headed into Birchwoods. On my way to Birchwoods, I passed through Titan's Pass and got a drink at the pond. I didn't notice at first, but there was a pack of Utahs watching me. I decided to pay attention to them and make my intentions clear, for now. The Utahs kept me company and entertained me for a little while as I waited for food. After they left, I decided to come by and stalk them. I was hungry, and they were close, so I had to try. I thought that they were in the den in the cliffside in Titan's Pass, but I was wrong. They were all above me on the cliff, watching me. I thought I could catch them by surprise when they came out of the den for food or water, but I wasn't lucky. With what sliver of food I had left, I went to hunt a critter, and it held me over. After eating that appetizer, I stumbled across something that would be more filling. I was sitting by the Titan's Pass pond waiting for food to come to the water. Little did I know, there was food beside me the whole time in a bush. A subadult Therizinosaur. I gave chase and tried to kill him. The Theri landed a few good hits on me and tried to tail ride me, but I countered and punished, and he fled again. But I was starting to get worried because I was hearing a large amount of footsteps behind me. After chasing that Theri all that time and him body denying me, I was frustrated even more. My food was in the bottom of the river for a gator. After resting and regaining my stamina, the pack that was following me and the Theri earlier decided to make themselves known. This pack of pig-nosed was creative with their way they wanted to challenge me, trying to ram me into the river and drown me. After one of their males pushed me and the female in the water, I decided to capitalize and try and kill her. Finally, a meal. Those pig nose were actually gonna try to like drown me. That was insane. I'll admit that was a smart play on their part, but their female didn't execute properly. Kind of backfired on them. That was funny. GG's. Oh, the Utahs are going for the pig nose now. Not exactly sure why that picno wanted to run head first into a Rex, but you do you, I guess. It's almost about to be night, so I think I'll get away from the Utahs and find a spot and bed down. Fully healed and with a full stomach, I decided to go and bed down near the pond again and sleep through the night. There's a whole herd of trucks right here. Oh wait, that one, the skull truck might be sub-adult, but that one right there is definitely adolescent. The nesting trikes were all bedded down beside the pond when the Theory decided to show up. The Theory wanted water, but the trikes disagreed and chased the Theory off. The Tyrannosaurus and the trike herd decided to rat me out, and the males came over to investigate. It would be foolish of me to take on 2 adult trikes like this on my own. I was going to back off and wait for the right time to take off one of their kids. The next morning I woke up. I was still pretty hungry, and the trike herd had moved on. I decided to go into the canyon and see if I can get some breakfast. After leaving the canyon, I started to stalk a young Giganotosaurus that was coming into Titan's Pass. He wasn't very old, so I took the chance to hunt him. I'm not sure why he froze and let me get free bites on him. He could have easily outran me and gotten away, but he was too busy typing in local chat begging for mercy. After indulging the corpse and filling myself up, I checked the chat to see he had begged for mercy. It's unfortunate, but it's not how survival works. Begging for mercy as much as you want won't always save your life, especially in a game like this. After filling myself up and the body despawning, I decided to head back in the woods. It was sunset, and it was time to sleep. The next morning, I was patrolling my territory, doing my normal route, looking for any prey or predators. Halfway through my patrol of my territory, I came across a Tyrannotitan across the water. He was eyeing me up. At first he looked scared, but then he turned back around to face me. This was my first encounter with Tyrannotitan in the wild. Since he was challenging me for my territory, I decided to pop my deep rumble, and he his defense call, and we began to brawl. The blows we traded didn't seem to hurt me that bad in turn, so I decided to punish him with my charge bite and see how much he could take. This Tyrannotitan brake-checked me and set me off the cliff. I was a little worried because I didn't know if he had a headbutt or anything to knock me off of the edge, so I stood my ground. My prediction was right. I did not know he would use his tail offensively to knock me off the cliff like that, but it was smart on his part. With my opponent finally coming down from the cliff, I moved in to punish and get as much damage on him as I could. I had him against the ropes. He was on death guards and fleeing. I had to finish the job though, to get him out of my territory. After a long, hard battle, I had finally won, driving the Tyrannotitan out of my territory. Now, I needed to go back and heal and lick my wounds. After resting my body and my wounds, I was thirsty again. I got up and went over to the river to get a drink of water. Mostly recovered from my wounds, I did my normal route around my territory once more before I bedded down for the night. My food was draining once more, so I headed out of my territory to go down to Whistling Columns to see if I could kill a pachyrhino. I traveled through the hot springs of Whistling Columns to grab a few bone piles on the way to the pachyrhino nesting grounds. There I was greeted with a group of courting Utah raptors. There would be no point in trying to hunt these Utahs. There was no cover for me to ambush them, and there were simply too many. They would tear me apart. I ate some bones and moved closer to get some water, analyzing how they were behaving in their pack and what they were doing. Upon reaching the pachyrhino nesting grounds again, no luck on any pachyrhinos. The following day, I got back to Titan's Pass and I came across a melanistic female Triceratops. She was startled by me and took off, so I chased after her. It is very unusual for a Triceratops of her size to just run away from an apex predator. Triceratops are more than capable of standing their ground and goring an apex. I finally caught up to her. With her back against the wall, I began to bite and tear, and she began to gore and stab until one of us fell. This cow trike put up a very good fight, but unfortunately, she was no match for the Tyrant Lizard King, Tyrannosaurus Rex. After indulging the corpse, a bull trike came walking down the beach. I'm assuming he came to investigate his mate's death, and all he found was a Rex feasting on her body. The following day, after killing that cow trike, I came across a bag of ceratops while I was hunting in dark woods. It filled me up surprisingly more than I thought it would. Leaving dark woods and entering back into Titan's Pass, I stopped by the pond and noticed that it was drained heavily. I got the notion that there was something up ahead. Turns out my notion was right. There was something eating on a berry bush in birch woods. Upon hearing him, I got down and started stalking. As I inched closer, I realized what it was. An early subadult iguanodon. He saw me and booked it instantly. I tried to keep up. Unfortunately, luck was not on my side. A 9 to 10 ton Rex is not going to keep up with an iguanodon. So, the hunt was in vain. The bright side, I wasn't going to bed on a completely empty stomach, thanks to the bag of ceratops I had earlier. I would just have to try again tomorrow. I rose up early the next morning and got to hunting. I was starving, so I was going to go into Grand Plains because I was desperate. And there, I found my prey. Tyrannotitan was walking straight towards me, completely oblivious of where I was. I stayed low. I could not risk him bolting if he saw me. I would never be able to catch him in the open. The naivety and the obliviousness of the Tyrannotitan costed him his life and granted me more food to live another day. This has been the life of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. I hope you enjoy the story. Always remember, Christ is King, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.